Dr. Larson, and
Dr. Larson.
and everybody in the class was just in it for. They weren't going to be professional piano players, or they weren't going to be teaching piano to anybody. It was just, I want to learn some piano.
Oh, she
So
hated me so much.
Ben was very envious that I got away with doing so little.
I
in
got away with
piano.
I got away with doing very little. Well, I got away with doing little, but I did pass even with the music major. But I pissed her off so much in so many classes. I was like, I'm not a big fan of Dick Wagner's music, and Richard Wagner is one of her favorites of all time. And I did a report on. She's assigned me the report to do on Richard Wagner, and I said, Dick Wagner did this, and his most impressive thing was the Bugs Bunny cartoon. What's opera, Doc? I'm really surprised she didn't fail my ass in every single class I had her with. Me and her just did not get along. Hi, everybody. My name is Michael Henderson Anderson Dorland, and I'm here with Pope Richard.
Yes, that's me.
It's a video. You should say something. You know, it's not the silent movie era. You know, there's talkies now. So, yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay, I can probably do that.
Oh my gosh.
Words.
You know, the funny thing is,
These are
on the
words.
radio, you did great banter and everything, sort of. But
Yeah, that was a
you
long
put a
time
video,
ago.
you put a video camera on you, and you're like, the banter goes away.
I've even had
Banter.
improv classes since then.
And your banter skills have dropped.
Well, I mean, they were better. So I was teaching new hire classes for a major computer manufacturer,
Yeah.
their tech support folks, and I was just definitely a lot more comfortable in the classroom after I took improv classes. I feel like I was at least a little bit funnier, and I was able to handle responses from the students better.
You're hilarious.
I've had people tell me I'm funny. I don't remember if anybody ever told me I was hilarious before.
Hilarious.
I did eventually learn to pause for laughter, and then when I didn't get it, I'd say, okay, well, they can't all be winners.
I always do my Rip Taylor thing.
Start throwing
people,
confetti.
Come on, people. These are the jokes. They don't dance. I love Rip Taylor. I went and watched a whole bunch of videos of Rip Taylor's on YouTube the other day because, oh hell, I don't know why. I just did. The only thing I don't like about him is he just repeats the same stuff over and over and over and over. He doesn't have a lot of. He's got really good bits, and then he's got really good bits, and that's sort of what it's got. He hits that stopping point, and you're like, okay, that's the fifth time I've heard that joke on 4 different TV shows. But I still love him. Jonathan Winters, and it shows you how old I am, because when I was a kid, those guys were old. So, yeah.
Had been doing comedy on TV for ages already.
Yeah. Jonathan Winters' heyday was before I was born, I think. I think Mork and Mindy's when he jumped the fence.
Fence or the shark?
Both. Probably jumped the fence into a shark. I used to love Jonathan Winters, though. Great guy. Anyway, welcome to day number what? 6. I wrote 6.
Day
Is
6.
It 6? Is it day 6?
Because we did 3 through 5 yesterday.
Thank God we covered all 3 of those and everything in one day. And again, I was told to put out a call to remind everybody that Dr. Jess has been carrying most of the weight of everything, and so she said we have to come out here and do this. Actually, she didn't say we had to come out here and do this. She didn't say we had to do this every day. It's just I get these glares every time I walk by her office. So I'm suspecting that she
Uh-huh.
wants me to. She wants me to do these every day to make sure
See.
that, yeah, you know how that goes.
So so you are interpolating meaning from looks around the house.
Um, well, no, specifically her looks, not the other. The cats don't get to me as much.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the kids,
So it's
not so much
basically an
either.
exercise in a mind reading show.
You know, after 20 some years, 21 years, it's you damn well better read that mind. And I'm not doing very good at it right now either. I don't know what happened. I should write things on envelopes. And next time we have a council meeting, I'll do that. I'll write it on an envelope and I'll hold it up to the thing.
The Amazing
So,
Dornack.
yeah, the amazing Dornack or something. So we're on day 6. Mr. Richard, do you want to explain what we're actually doing here? Because I think
No
I'm not
news
lucid
is
enough.
good news. We are testing the old saw by purposely avoiding news.
What the hell does that mean?
The old
Testing
saw?
the old saw? Yeah. What?
So, no news is good news is a saying that's been around for longer than I've been alive.
Well, yeah, I know
Uh,
that.
and so phrases like that are called old saws. I don't know
Ah,
why, but we are taking the saying literally and testing it literally. So we're getting no news and see if we can make good news out of it.
I would like to point out. I'm trying to do another thing for Dr. Jess for the next month by not rushing to Wikipedia right now to find out who actually made that saying.
It doesn't
The
matter.
the
Other people
second
will have
most
heard it.
the second most annoying thing to my wife is the fact that I need to know anything that I don't know. So, like in that case, I understand the old stuff, but who made it? And I mean, why did they? You know, and what are they testing? What are you testing it out on?
You and I.
I don't want to have a saw tested out on me. That sounds dangerous, and I haven't had my tetanus shot. Come on, let's get real,
And the
people.
old saw is probably rusty.
I still wouldn't want the new saw to cut me.
Yeah,
I
true.
have no desire to have a saw cut. Anyway, we're trying to avoid that type of imagery over the next 25 days. You don't need to promote in news elements here. We can keep the news elements limited. So yes, we are avoiding news by all sorts of stuff. And I think we've spent the last, let's see, how many, last 10 minutes avoiding the news by talking about completely inane stuff. College classes, um, various hardware, the state of repair of various hardware. Um,
But now we're avoiding it by talking about how we avoided it.
Richard's Richard's pantomime and very early talkies dialogue, snappy dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right there. That's a perfect example. That's a perfect example right there. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't need an Ed McMahon.
I
Okay.
did
And
that on purpose.
if you're gonna do the Ed McMahon, do a better laugh. That's all I gotta say. Okay. No,
How's
don't
that?
do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Dear God.
The saw in old saw comes from the Old English word sagu, meaning saying, speech, story, or report.
So you're picking up my bad habits. I see.
I am running interference for you.
You're my buddy.
I'm your buddy. That's the other
So
part of this. No news is good news. Is that we
yeah.
have designated buddies, or maybe not designated, but we are allowing news to filter into us from other sources. We are not searching out news.
Yes. We are not hunting down news. We are actively avoiding news.
And working on the assumption that if anything really important happens that we need to know about, somebody will tell us.
Dear God, I hope somebody would tell us. If they don't, that's going to be really sad. What are those streaks across the sky? I have no idea. Yeah, that would go over good.
Tunguska.
That would go over good. I was just listening to a song today by Kevin Gilbert, and he was all like, it's one of his really peppy, sad songs. Actually, I think almost all his songs are peppy and sad songs, but it was what was it? All Fall Down. It's a great nuclear war song from the end of the late '90s, early thousands, and everything like that. No, actually,
Kind of
it was
late
late
for
'90s.
nuclear war.
Yeah. I have a feeling he wrote it beforehand when he was much younger and everything like that.
Mm.
But the thing stays the same, and the fact that um these kids nowadays have no concept of what nuclear war would be.
Yeah.
I
And
can
that's not bad news.
really. I don't see why they should get off not suffering existential dread like I did.
It's like the
Oh
hazing
wait, no,
thing
no,
all over
no.
again.
Hold on. Their world's burning. It's going to be a cinder before they get to my age. So
They're actually closer to the edge than we ever were.
they actually have more existential dread than we do. I guess I should be happy with that. That is good news. I'm passing it down to my kids. So
So
did
I
did
do
your
have some good
buddies
news.
did your buddies have any good news?
So today they didn't have. Today it was questions and answers from uh, the readership,
Oh,
and so it
hey,
was
maybe you should explain to the 1.5 people who are actually made it this far in the video what your buddies are or who they are or what.
previously on No News is Good News. Richard and Michael talked about buddies, and Richard gave a discussion about a website called electoral-vote.com, in which he mentioned that he used them as his buddies because they are kind of a politics website, which necessarily deals some in news, but they didn't do any news today. It was all Q&A. The readers send in questions and the staff answer them. But I did get an email from the South Dakota Homeless Continuum of Care.
Oh, an
Uh,
email.
yeah,
What do they
that.
want?
So I am officially a member of the Continuum of Care board, or maybe I'm just a member of the Continuum of Care. But anyway, I get emails from them, updates on all the things that they're doing. And a significant portion of the email was about all the weirdness around the federal funding for homeless
Oh,
services,
okay.
which we have talked about in 3 different occasions on our website, thecultofbrighterdays.org. Search for, there's no searching. Anyway, the names of
No searching. What do you mean there's no searching?
the last time I looked for a search function on our website, I couldn't find one.
Well, I'll get on the guy who's in charge of the website to get that taken care of.
In any case,
Well, actually, they've moved to Substack. All the articles have mostly moved to Substack.
Oh, okay. Check out Substack.
There's a link to the Substack. I did get that done today. Yes, I did get that done today.
Cool. The 3 essays are called "They're Ruining Homelessness," and even though they are still ruining homelessness, they're less insistent on it right at the moment because there was a lawsuit. But the continuums of care are driving on. The first thing mentioned in this email that I mentioned earlier was an update on the point in time count, which happens. There's always a point in time count every year. They always do a sheltered count. Communities are free to choose not to do an unsheltered count every year. Most communities do because that's really the only place they get any data on their unsheltered homelessness. But the point in time count is going to be happening in South Dakota this year.
Wow.
At the end of January. And so
I make a joke about South Dakota. Is that punching down just in general?
I don't know. It depends on the joke.
I was going to say South Dakota, but that was the joke. Oh my God. You have to explain it. I tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get it.
You didn't get it. It's like the same thing as about the funniest joke about Microsoft licensing. You know what the funniest joke about Microsoft licensing is?
Microsoft licensing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to have done it for years to understand that one. Anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like you had to be there. It's that you had to be there for a long time.
Yeah. The PTSD has to set in first for you really to be able to relish that comment.
I see. So anyway, even with all the chaos that's going on, the annual point in time count is happening. So,
and what does that do?
Well, it allows. So the main thing it does, the primary purpose behind it is it feeds into the annual homeless assessment report that goes to Congress every year. There's a lot of other data in addition to the point in time count that feeds into that. But the other thing is that it allows communities an opportunity to gather information, data on the demographics of the people that are experiencing street homelessness in their communities. And since they're stopping and asking people questions anyway, they can ask a number of questions. You want to be a little careful not to waste people's time too much because you kind of have to do it in the middle of the night. And a lot of people don't like to answer personal questions in the middle of the night, but you can take the opportunity to gather information that you can then feed back into your own community's decision-making processes to try to figure out what kinds of things should we be doing in the next year, the next 5 years or whatever.
And then what actually gets done?
Oh, they will crunch the numbers. Most communities will spend a fair bit of time reporting to their local government on the things that they've learned. The thing that everybody does, because this is kind of the only way that they can do this, is to report on the numbers of people that they found. So they can, everybody agrees that the number is not definitive, but it is, if you're using the same processes and procedures every year, you can at least compare from one year to the next. And so if you've got movement up or down, you can be reasonably sure that the movement is true, even if the actual numbers themselves are off by some percentage.
Well,
so it feeds into it helps people keep track of whether or not what they're doing is working. It looks to see if there are things like racial disparities, which there always are.
So essentially, it's much like when the forest rangers go out there and track the wolf population.
Don't use radio collars, but yeah.
I'm just saying the amount of action performed. We've got a bunch of numbers here, but lately there seems to be a lot of non-movement on the action front in this respect.
Well, the problem is that there is movement on the action front, but it's backwards.
Well, now we're moving into bad news.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, painted in a good light for me, so I don't.
So I guess the best news that we've had on that front is that the notice of funding opportunity that we went into more detail on in the essays that was moving everybody backwards has been um, sued. The Department of Housing and Urban Development has been sued for changing their notice of funding opportunity, aka the NOFO. And like mere hours before the first hearing, they withdrew their NOFO. We talked about this the other day, so I won't go into any more detail.
Yeah, somebody go back and watch one of the other videos we did.
Yes, go back and
I don't
watch
know
from
which
the beginning.
ones. Yeah, go watch all of them till you find it.
Yeah, you should watch all of them because I don't remember which. It wasn't last night, so it's not 3 to 6.
Might have been like might have been like a couple months ago. Go check all our long form videos out. Let them run until you hear it. Yeah.
And I couldn't possibly tell you what timestamp to look for, so you should start at the very beginning and watch it all the way to the end.
Even if you're not in the room, or if you doze off.
Well, you might, yeah. So
might have to check it out twice.
You might have to check it out twice.
It's not that we're trying to get our watch hours up. But
I can't swear to it, but I think it's possible that if you click the like button, that'll make it work better.
We're really bad at this, aren't we?
Subscribing to the channel might help. I don't know.
There's a Patreon link around here somewhere. I don't know, but I know there's a Patreon link around here somewhere. I didn't put it in the description because.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a link on our website at
Bishop Sarah
culturebrotherdays.org.
Bishop Sarah doesn't watch these videos because they put her to sleep. And I know Dr. Jess doesn't watch them because it just makes her mad. So we're pretty clear here in being sloppy. I think I even put it in the description that these videos were going to be unedited for these good news things. People need to walk away with a solid feeling of success and positive attitude about their lives after watching us do this. I don't know how you couldn't feel positive about yourself after watching us do this. It's I
mean, yeah.
Lead by example. See, I lead by example. I lead by the example of what not to do.
Yes. So that reminded me of a time my ex-wife and at least 3 of my siblings were all driving together. Or was it 3 of my siblings? 2 siblings and a in-law, something, I don't remember. A bunch of us, very geeky folks, driving from eastern South Dakota to Minneapolis. And talking Star Trek mostly. And we stopped for gas at one point, and she said, "Richard, I cannot take this any more. You have got to stop."
That's pretty much anybody want to talk about anything. So anyway, I want to wrap up today by giving a little bit of good news from my angle. Okay. So you want to hear some good news? I'm going to show it. You'll have to watch the delay on the YouTube. Just pretend you actually are seeing what I'm seeing. But
Ooh.
Let me. I haven't even shown it yet. I'm turning off the. I'm working. Yeah, your timing's like way off and everything like that. So I'm showing. Oh, that's great. I had a. Really? I'm still getting. This is an example. Anybody can feel good about their ability to. There we go. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about stuff we're doing in the cult right now. So I did fix up the homepage a little bit, really mobile friendly, so you can get here. I'm still in the process of making sure all the links are working fine. I'd like to point out to anybody who's actually gotten this far in it that yes, we are looking for help and assistance on this stuff because it's a lot of work to do for people who have full-time jobs and kids and want to have some sort of personal life or something. But there is a new link here on games as survival. The gaming becomes a lifeline video board game, which is going to tie to our sister project playing AD&D with ADHD. But I put up a new page today of games that we are making that are nowhere near done. I'll read this little blurb here. About our games, this page is where we're putting all our half-finished, slightly broken, deeply weird game ideas, past, present, ongoing. These are experiments, prototypes, abandoned passion projects, and concepts that got stuck halfway between this is brilliant and we ran out of time, energy, sanity. Some are playable, some are barely functional, some are ideas with ambitions. We're sharing them anyway because creativity doesn't always arrive fully formed and failure is part of the process. So I do have a new alpha version of our game, The Administrative Apocalypse. So, yes, it's another pointless waste of time that I've put together. Of course, my coding sucks and everything. Working computers all my life, and I can't code worth beans, but that's okay. I'm not supposed to be coding. Anyway, so if you look at it, you can click on it. You can actually go in there and play, except I got a page is wrong. That's not good. Does this go to the right spot? Nope. Page is broken. Good job, Michael. Well, the page is broken, so I guess I'll have to fix that tomorrow. Maybe the maybe maybe the good news tomorrow will be Michael actually fixed the thing. How does that sound? Yeah, of course. Because it's us. It's on brand, you know. Plus, it came. It does. It does. You'll have to read the book. When the book comes out, you can read the book, and then you'll know. No, this is why I get people to keep coming back. They don't know that maybe tomorrow I'll tell people what the fig is meaningful. Maybe I'll say that tomorrow. Show back up when we do this tomorrow. At some time, I post it. It's 8 o'clock at night. Now, you saw when I posted the video this morning, right? I posted it at like 11:30. It was supposed to go out last night. Yeah, well, I said I'd post it at what, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then it took me till 11:30 this morning to do it. I am not firing on all cylinders. Anyway, so this is the other thing that we're talking about doing because I'm teaching myself how to program in Python, and I'm thinking this might be something that we can help people do. So our Discord server is massively underperforming in terms of it looks like the Wastelands from my role-playing game. You remember the Wastelands? Your characters spend a lot of time in there. The forgotten, abandoned pieces of society and human nature that nobody touches anymore. And eventually they forget what they actually ever were until they disintegrate into dust. I think there was something like that. Maybe I just... Yeah, it sounds familiar. I have such positive settings for a positive person. Anyway, so I don't know. You've played Muds and Mushes because I forced you to play Muds and Mushes. I lost months of a life playing a Mud and Mush Ellendor, which was Middle Earth one, way back in when they were popular. Now these things aren't popular at all anymore. They're still there though because they have a strong sense of community built up about them. But you think about it, Mud or Mush is basically World of Warcraft without the graphics. Except it has a lot more detail because because it's without the graphics. You have to use your creativity and imagination, and because people, not just one company, is building the back end out, people can make it whatever they want and everything. So that was what appealed to me the most when it first started out. I mean, back when I started playing it, there was no MMOs out there in the world. It was the very first MMO that came about in 1975 was when the first one was made, and they've just expanded and everything. But if you've ever, do you ever play Zork, the text-based adventure? You had to type those commands: go left, go right. I remember we were playing. I remember we got Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy when they released Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy from Infocom, the game, and the first command you had to do was open eyes because you're Arthur Dent and you're laying in your bed and you hear all the noises from outside, but you can't do anything because you have a hangover until you open your eyes. And Douglas Adam actually wrote the game and worked with the game, so it really was accurate and everything. And then he did one that was even better than that called Bureaucracy. Now I'm pretty sure this isn't going to appeal to younger people at all because it does require reading, but there are ways around that. I'm working on graphics elements so that people don't just have to read. But we're putting this together because, like I said, our Discord is a wasteland. But you can use a MUD, and the reason MUDs are popular and the reason MUDs build communities is because they function like Discord. They have channels where you can chat with people, and basically it's just like text Discord channels inside a gaming environment in a game. And if you build the game up around it, that means that even if nobody shows up for our Discord or nobody shows up in here to chat and be social, you still can run around and kill things or get killed. See, so it's Discord with a playing aspect to it. So I don't know. It's a process of learning and everything, but I have been working on it. The one problem with this one is the engine that we used for the back end. You have to program everything totally. It comes with nothing. It's like definitely a skeletal framework. It's like Microsoft SharePoint. I just realized that. It's like Microsoft SharePoint, of course, is like those big kits that you can get for building that playground set in your backyard for your kids. The ones that have the railroad ties and all that stuff. And then you get all the pieces and you got to put it together. And you're like looking at the box saying, I don't know how this goes together because it's not like some sort of pre-made kit you got from Walmart. Yeah, yeah, that's sort of what this is. And SharePoint's like that too, but unlike the playground set, you don't get a set of instructions or a picture to look at, which you get with the playground set. You get a picture to look at. It's supposed to look like this, and you get a set of instructions often. SharePoint. I'm going back to my Microsoft, which is bad news. It's a Saturday night and I'm doing this. Leave me alone. Anyway, on a plus side, you can get like what's this? Mushes, muds, and mushes. So we can get here we can get instruction sets and ideas because there's still a ton of muds and mushes out there in existence. Nope. Like I said, they still have a. Let's see, what's the one that's there's the Lord of the Rings um multi-user Middle Earth and everything is still pretty big. See, last update on the 15th of November. It's huge too. It's really, really big. And you can log right in and play from your browser. Um, and it has graphical maps. And you can set it up so that, you know, kids can actually do it without having to read everything. See, works out good. And it's got a mud client and everything. So there's still a spot there for people to try this stuff. And it is a community, and being as a, what name do I wish to be known by? What name do I wish to be? Thom. Thomas. There we go. Make a password up. Don't anybody look at what I'm typing in. Oh, I guess there already is a Thomness. Oh, I have to type new. Okay, so if I actually read a mud, that'd probably be useful, wouldn't it? Not reading. Can you read them for me? Because new, 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 new. Do you have another account on Moon? No. Enter an account name. Brendel. Maybe I do have an account on here already. The Brendel. There we go. Legal name. The Brendel. Okay, pick your account password. Isn't this exciting? The tapping of the keys. Choose your free people of the West, minions of Sauron, or renegade Zurg orcs. You can join 3 classes. Now I'll be a free people for the first time. Oh no, wait, pick a number, okay. Man, oh, well, Hobbit, of course. I'm a Falahide. There we go. Alright, I'm taller, slimmer, and fair. And the least common Hobbit breed, huh? So yeah, I'll be a Falahide. Where's my hometown? Bree, Fornut, or the Shire? Shire, of course. Why would I live anywhere else? What guy? A name like that. What's my... Am I healthy, observant, strong? Healthy. Not in real life, but it worked out fine. My intelligence is 7? What the hell? I have a dexterity of 19, but I've got an intelligence of 7. And a personality of 16, so I'm one of those attractive hobbits that's moronic in nature. Look at Zoolander. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do it. I'm so doing it. Should you be stout for your kind? You could roll for your higher. Let's say re-roll. I'll always re-roll. There we go. All right, that sounds good. I'm gonna be short and slim. And then, anyway, as you can see, they're still alive, and they're a lot more detailed than it because you can write up descriptions and everything. So, like, if I log into my, let's see. This is the one I'm working on right now, and that didn't work. So we'll just do. Oh, here. Hold on a second. Turn it off. I don't want them finding out my password. That would be bad. Let's see. Well, they'd log in and mess up my server. It's taken me a while to do this and everything with all the amazing amount of free time I have and everything. So as you can see, I'm here. I've entered into the arrival room. Just logged in. The room's empty except for flickering fluorescent lights. And so I can go through this whole thing, and right now I'm a super user and everything. But you can go describe the rooms, you can build scripts, you can build codes. One of the coolest ones I was playing, there was this cat somebody had programmed and put in his house. And he had like this 10, 11 room house that he had, and this cat would walk around in the house in between the rooms and jump up on stuff and knock stuff over and jump up on other characters. and you could pet the cat and it bite you or fall asleep in your lap and things like that. So you can get really detailed in these things, much more than like in World of Warcraft. Because World of Warcraft, you just go out in the wolves and beat the crap out of wolves, so you can sure level up on, you know. And you still can kill other players in this game too. So that's a positive. The other thing that we're going to do with this is that since this is a bare bones, this is completely bare bones. I'm building our bare bones cipher system rule system in here. And the first setting that we're going to be designing and that we're going to be building the environment of is shattered lines. So when people log in, there's going to be a set of rooms and channels where they can sit around and do whatever they want to and chat and everything like that. But when they want to, the game is actually going to be going into a Cold War European town and performing espionage acts, recovering packages, smuggling people out over the Berlin Wall, um, finding expensive crates of vodka for I don't know, something in the States or whatever. I don't know. We get to make our own adventure ups. We get to make our own characters up. We get to make up the NPCs, but it's all going to be based on the cipher system. And it's going to use the exact same rules as our bare bone cipher system that we're writing up for publication. Based upon our, what do we call that? Shattered Lines? It's the espionage thriller or espionage mystery psychological horror role playing game that we're making. So, unlike some of these other mushes, like the Middle Earth one, you're not going to run around and kill orcs or anything. But you're probably going to want to sneak around the town to make sure that you don't get, you know, thrown into prison by the KGB. And and that's the neat thing about building this game out this way is you can build it out so that, you can climb up the side of the hotel on the drainage pipe, provided somebody, sets it up so that you can climb up the side of the hotel on the drainage pipe. So we can build it out into like super fun, detailed stuff that you couldn't normally do in a World of Warcraft type game unless you had a massive team of people doing it. And the cool thing about this is you can have 2 or 3 people build out a huge world because it's all text based, provided everybody has a spell checker. What's the reason I never did this before? I didn't have a good enough spell checker. Grammarly has saved my ass so much. Anyway, so good news. I've got the server up and running. I've got it. I've mapped out a game design document, and I'm building out the common room. We're calling it the green room because it's backstage and it's just basically a place for people to come hang out and talk and do stuff like you would do on Discord. But nobody goes to our Discord server and everybody can, that's the other advantage of this is everybody can just log directly into this in a browser on their phone, on their computer, on their tablet. You can access it from anywhere in the world on any device. Probably even your refrigerator if you really tried. If your fridge can bring up a browser, you can play it right on your fridge. Well, other people. My point is, it's very easily accessible. And one of the high points of it, unlike this discussion we're having on video and audio right now, it is all text based. So if Richard came into the game and said, "Hey, Mike, do you remember that $20 you owed me?" I could, I could effectively ignore it, and you would know I'm just flat out ignoring it because I could just be away from keyboard, and you don't know. Oh, I didn't see this. It was buried under 5 windows. I'm sorry. Not that I've ever done that before, but Dr. Jess caught on fairly quick though. Seriously, seriously, talkie, talkie, talkie. Use your improv skills. Roll with it. All right, you wrap it up tonight. We're done for the night. You wrap it up. Day 6. Shh. Day 6. Don't be giving us bad. Somebody might not have watched all the other ones. I just put out that ad today, so they probably had no idea we had ones previous. If you did watch till the very end, put the word. Hold on. If they listened to the very, very end of this and didn't skip through it, put the word carbuncle down in the comment section and I'll get you a pizza. First for people who watch it. And I will look at the numbers so I'll know if it's been watched, because I'm sure there's only going to be 4 people who watched it. That means it's 100% watching, not this 33% crap. Yep. All right. We have the data, we have the numbers. We don't know how to read them, but we can guess. That being said, join us tomorrow when we try to do this again. And I keep scrolling and seeing these headlines and I just want to click on them and I haven't. I'm seriously going to get the shakes within the next week. I swear to God. My doom scrolling thumb. I'm going to go back to working on my game because otherwise I'm going to wind up doom scrolling something. All right, everybody. This is Michael Henderson Dorland, and we will talk to you tomorrow.